This dog is sleeping. Suddenly, a gigantic creature is coming this way. The dog wakes up and starts barking frantically. Inside the house, an elderly couple is enjoying breakfast. The wife's coffee cup starts shaking. Soon after, the whole house begins to shake. The husband quickly grabs his wife and take cover in the basement. The intense shaking causes the basement's light fixtures to burst. Once the shaking subsides, they emerge from the basement. Half of their house is all that's left. A massive footprint dozens of feet long is left behind nearby. The elderly couple promptly calls the police. Everyone looking at the footprint finds it utterly unbelievable. What kind of monster has a footprint like this? A paleontology professor rides in a helicopter, following the footprint, but after chasing it for dozens of miles, the footprint mysteriously disappears. According to thermal scans, there's no sign of life in the nearby mountains at all. So, where could this massive footprint have come from? Suddenly, the small hill behind them starts to move. It rises from the ground. Oh my goodness, it's actually a gigantic mountain creature. The helicopter quickly takes off. The footage reaches the National Security Agency. All the high-ranking officials are baffled. What on earth could this thing be? It's as large as a mountain. The security agency begins to devise a plan to eliminate this gigantic mountain creature. Will they succeed? This is Norway. A girl and her father hike to the mountaintop. Across from them is a steep cliff. The father had the girl close her eyes to feel the nature. The girl opened her eyes. One by one, eerie faces appeared on the peak of the mountain. It scared the girl, making her think she was seeing things. But the father told her that everything she saw was real. Those were mountain trolls, not just legends. The girl didn't believe it, thinking it was an illusion. How could mountain trolls possibly exist? She thought her father had too much to drink. The girl's name is Nora. Fast forward over 20 years. After growing up, she becomes a paleontology professor. On this day, she finally excavates the skeleton of a massive prehistoric creature. Suddenly, a military plane appears. They want Nora to attend an important meeting at the National Security Agency, leaving Nora puzzled. Turns out, the government is tunneling through the mountains. After detonating explosives, the workers resume their tasks. Suddenly, a roar from a monstrous beast echoes. The mountainside collapses entirely. The workers scramble to escape, but none survive in the end. The military dispatches fighter jets to investigate. The general suspects a terror attack, while geologists believe it's an earthquake. But Nora doesn't think so. She watches the surveillance footage. Enormous footprints appear between the mountains. Suddenly, boulders soar into the air, crashing down on the people. Despite everyone's frantic escape, everyone still died. Nora recalls her father's stories of mountain trolls. Evidently, some mysterious creatures have emerged. Nora requests the surveillance playback again. The frame freezes, indeed revealing a massive, blurry figure. Nora remembers her father who studied mountain trolls. He spent his days researching them in the woods, but everyone thought he was a madman, disbelieving in the troll's existence. Even Nora considered trolls mere legends. Father sees Nora and points a gun at her. Nora mentions the mountain trolls, and her father lowers the gun. His cabin is filled with research on the trolls. Nora shows him the footage of the creature, and he immediately identifies it as a troll. They board a helicopter, searching once again for the mountain troll. Father checks the map for the location, and they land the helicopter. He stomps his foot forcefully, pulls up grass and eats it, yet finds no trace of the troll. Just as father starts doubting his judgment, Nora catches a strange scent in the air. Have you ever seen a mountain come alive? Suddenly, Nora turns around, and behind her, a massive eye slowly opens. The daughter urgently calls her father, which happened to startle the mountain troll. It roars to its feet, and a gigantic hand lunges toward the father and daughter. Nora pulls her father and they run as fast as they can. They quickly make it back to the helicopter. The helicopter takes off promptly. The mountain troll stands, its body towering several dozens of feet high, but the troll doesn't attack them. Instead, it lets out a roar that had been dormant for millennia. They quickly transmit the footage to headquarters. When the nation's leaders and top officials see the troll video, they all stand up in astonishment. The troll is like a colossal stone titan. What should they do? Father suggests stopping the tunnel excavation. No one can imagine provoking the mountain giant. How great its destructive power is. But the nation's leaders don't accept his advice. They deploy the military, hoping to eliminate the troll with force. Tanks and armored vehicles enter the forest, and soon, they spot the troll's whereabouts. At the general's command, 2 rockets are fired at the troll, creating a burst of flames. The troll's arm is injured by the blast, but miraculously, its wound heals instantly. The explosives seem to have no effect on it. The troll slowly approaches the tanks. The captain orders full firepower against the troll. Flames erupt throughout the forest, but the troll is only enraged. It strides unscathed through the inferno. The captain orders everyone to retreat. Everyone runs desperately. The troll kicks an armored vehicle into the air with a single step, and the captain leads them to hide under tree roots. Injured soldiers begin to pray. The troll smells the blood on one of the soldiers. It shatters tree trunks and devours the soldier, in its gaping, blood-stained maw. The captain and the others continue to flee. Father, who had researched the troll for years, suddenly turns around. He opens his arms towards the troll, gesturing for it to calm down, assuring it that he means no harm. The troll seems to sense the goodwill, and it indeed calmed down, ceasing its attacks. However, some soldiers believe this is the perfect chance to strike. An anti-aircraft gun opens fire suddenly, enraging the troll once more. It turns and attacks the tanks. Its colossal tail sends father flying, then crushes another armored vehicle. Nora rushes to her father's aid. The troll gazes at the injured father and daughter together. It's as if it's reminded of family. So, the troll departs. The dying father confided in Nora the words king, palace, homeland, before closing his eyes forever. Nora examines the materials her father left behind, discovering that the troll often throws rocks at churches, because they dislike the sound of church bells. Nora prepares to exploit this weakness to confront the troll. In the amusement park, a young boy stares curiously at a statue of the mountain troll. Suddenly, the ground starts shaking violently, and behind the statue emerges the real troll. A colossal creature appears abruptly, and people scatter in fear. Chaos erupts throughout the amusement park. Surprisingly, the young boy isn't scared at all. He doesn't run away. He simply stands there, gazing at the troll. At this moment, the captain and Nora are piloting a helicopter towards the scene. Each helicopter carries a massive bell, and they fly toward the troll. The bells ring out, and the troll covers its ears in fear. With its other hand, it grabs a stop sign from the ground, and hurls it at the helicopters. The sign instantly breaks off one of the helicopter's tail wings. The troll roars in anger, then seizes another helicopter and hurls it at the remaining one. One helicopter is knocked down by the troll, and it's about to crash near the young boy. An airplane is about to crash onto the young boy, but his father tightly embraces him in his arms. Suddenly, a massive hand descends from the sky, catching the airplane. The terrifying mountain troll actually saves the young boy. Soon after, it ceases its attack, turns and heads towards the city. Nora watches the troll, her heart trembling. Could the troll also possess emotions? Soon, the mountain troll becomes the world's headline news. As the troll gets closer to the city, the government decides to evacuate the entire population, and plans to use nuclear weapons against the troll. Nora continues studying her father's notes, discovering a person named Sindin who might hold the truth. The president's secretary informs her that he knows this person works at the palace. Nora recalls her father mentioning the palace and the king on his deathbed. She and the captain head straight to the palace, but they're halted by guards at the gate. At that moment, Sindin appears. He was a close friend of Nora's father, and he always knew about her father's search for the mountain troll. He takes Nora through the parking lot, opens a large door, and inside is a mysterious cave. Nora is shocked, as the interior is filled with the remains of mountain trolls. It turns out that what Nora's father spoke of wasn't a fairy tale at all. The mountain trolls were a real existence. The palace's location was originally the troll's homeland. The king believed that constructing his palace on the site of the troll's palace would ensure the everlasting glory of his dynasty. The king exterminated all the trolls, except for the descendant of the troll king, whom he cast into the mountains to fend for himself. Nora realizes that the mountain troll came to the city to return to its rightful home. Nora plans to use ultraviolet lights to study the troll's bones, but the bones rapidly petrify into stone. Nora understands that the troll fears sunlight. She immediately contacts the captain, asking him to prepare a large number of ultraviolet lights in the outskirts, while she intends to lure the troll there. Meanwhile, the government's nuclear bomb is ready. If launched, it will obliterate the city. At the critical moment, a colleague from the base manages to hack into the system. The launch of the nuclear bomb is prevented. Nora drives a car, successfully capturing the troll's attention. She unveils a cloth, revealing a young troll's skull. The troll notices the child's skull, and closely follows behind, chasing after it. The overpass that leads to the outskirts is blocked, forcing Nora to make a U-turn. However, she accidentally drops the skull. The troll picks up the skull from the ground, cradling it in its hands and letting out a mournful cry. Clearly, it's the skull of its child. Suddenly, the troll sees its reflection on a tall building's glass. Thinking it's another of its kind, it joyfully taps the glass with its finger. However, the glass shatters instantly, terrifying the troll. It drops the skull it was holding onto the ground. Looking at the shattered remains, the troll goes into an uncontrollable rage. It follows Nora closely, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Nora presses the accelerator so hard that sparks fly, finally leading the troll to its intended destination. Fortunately, just before the troll's hand smashes the car to pieces, Nora manages to leap out. Countless ultraviolet lights illuminate, and the troll lets out a painful wail. Its body stiffens and becomes immobile, gradually turning to stone. As the troll's body petrifies, Nora watches it in agony and realizes this isn't right. She doesn't want the troll to die. She removes the ultraviolet lights. She instructed the mountain troll to return to the woods and never come out again. However, everything was too late. The sun rises, its rays fall upon the troll's body, and its entire body turns into stone. With a heavy thud, it collapses, transforming into a small mound. But has the mountain troll truly been completely eradicated? At that moment, eerie sounds emanate from the tunnel, and another troll emerges from the earth. The end. This film is called Troll. The question for this episode is, do you believe that monsters exist in the world? If you believe they do, comment 111. If you believe they don't, comment 222. Kay thinks mountain trolls are likely not real. However, I do feel sorry for them. They've lost their territory to humans, so it's important for us to protect animals and nature. I recommend watching the original film. Alright, that wraps up this episode's content. Remember to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.